Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mule channel. Today's video is on the riots in America, all stemming from the George Floyd death, and I call them riots because they are riots. It's not protests. I mean, some of them might be protests, but then it starts as a protest, but then it turns into riots because that's way funner, right? It's way funner going to Beverly Hills and chanting "Eat the Rich" and break into all the stores. That's a lot easier and a lot funner than actually talking about a topic that's sensitive with intelligence. So here we go. Here's a clip. Let's just make sure the audio's up. Eat the rich! Eat the rich! Eat the rich! Eat the rich. What? What does that have to do with George Floyd exactly? Eat the rich. That sounds like anti-capitalism, which would be probably from communists, people like Antifa and the extreme left. And justice for George Floyd, but we're going to chant "Eat the rich." All right. Do you care about George Floyd, or do you care about the evil capitalist people out there? And then they're going to break into all these stores. Like, oh my God. We hate capitalism, but we're going to steal all your stuff. We're going to steal your Louis Vuitton bags and whatever. Yeah, how does that work exactly? Yeah, no, we got police going in. I mean, there's, I heard it was pretty bad in Chicago. Let's check out Chicago. So people trying to like identify undercover cops and stuff. People praising the lighting cop cars on fire because, you know, the hundreds of thousands of cops in North America, and 1,000 people, I think, we'll go over the numbers, but I think 1,000 people in America a year get killed by shooting. So let's add another 500 deaths for strangulation, or like kind of what happened to George Floyd. So let's say it's 1,500 people in America are killed by cops a year, and we'll go over those numbers in a second. But let's just see what's going on. Chicago, I heard it was bad. We had this incident before, cops trying to arrest someone lawfully because they broke the law, and the cops are being attacked. Like, they're just doing their job. I mean, if you want to blame the cop that killed George Floyd and say that all cops are evil, I think you're a little weird. The actions of an individual are not everyone's actions. But yeah, like cop cars. The cop cars are on fire in like every major city. It's kind of disgusting. And then here, like, we hate capitalism, but we're gonna steal everything from a Nike store. So apparently, like, white people and part of like Antifa are like breaking into these stores. Alfie. And then that's my cat. And then the black people are stealing, which is interesting. You know, they're taking back what's theirs. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what looting has to do with George Floyd. This is what, day 3 or 4 of this now? It's absolutely ridiculous. But let's take a look at the numbers, okay? Let's take a look at this chart first. So this is 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, as of March, end of March, I believe. Data for 2020 is of March 30th, 2020. Okay. So as you can see, there's far more white people being killed by cops in the last 4 years, or 3.5 years, than blacks, okay? Now, you got that unknown category at the end. We don't know what that's really about. I mean, I don't know how you can identify a victim and not say what they are. I mean, is it that hard to tell? But that unknown number is kind of high. I don't know why. But we have basically twice as many white people being killed by cops is black, but there's no outrage about that. There's no White Lives Matter hashtag. There's no White Lives Matter group. Huh. Okay. And now you might say, well, the 60% of America is white and 13% of America is black. And I'm not sure what Hispanic is or the other ones, but so yeah, black people, if they do 13%, if they have 13% of the population, they should have maybe a quarter of the white numbers, right? So if white is 457 in 2017, maybe black should be 100, right? And that's a fair point. However, we look at property crimes. So white property crime, 589,000. Black or African American, 265. So that is what? Half? I don't know, fifth. It's about half, So white people do twice. So according to the facts, white people do twice the amount of property crime as black people. A little over twice of larceny. About 2.5 times burglary. Twice motor vehicle. And 3 times as much arson. But that is at 60% of the population. If blacks are only 13%, why are their numbers the same as if they were 20? Okay. So these numbers for the black people, black Americans, African Americans, should be half or are half of white basically, but they're about 25% of the population of white. Right, they're about a quarter. So, by the numbers, African Americans are committing far more crimes than white people. This is the facts, okay? You might not like the facts. There's a lot of people right now got their feelings, they're very emotional. But if you look at these facts, these black or African American numbers, according to Statista, which I'm guessing is a government website, is way too high. The numbers are like if it was if they were 30% of the population, but they're only 13%. So why are they committing far more crimes per capita than a white person? I think that's what we have to look at. What are these crimes for? Are they drug related? Are they guns related? I know in a lot of liberal cities, they have ghettos. They have basically communities that are only black, and white people they're not even supposed to go into the community. That's how segregated these communities are. So why are these numbers so high they're high for white as well, but why are they so high? Why are they disproportionate for African American? Can you let me know in the comments if you're African American, you live in bad communities, or what do you think that number is? Why do you think the number is half of white instead of what it should be, 15%, or 15% of the total? These numbers are crazy. Even the white numbers are very high. I think America does have a criminal issue. There's a lot of crime going on. But these numbers for black or African American are way too high based off of their percentage of the population. Now, you can say, well, they're being targeted by cops. To that, I would say, if they were being falsely targeted by cops, why aren't cops being sued? Why aren't cops being fired every day? You don't think there's lawyers that would gladly take that case? They'd be nationwide news. Why isn't this Why aren't the lawyers coming in for these African Americans who are falsely being accused of crimes? Really? Why? I don't hear about cops ever getting fired, or in this George Floyd case, yeah, they're all fired, and the one guy is charged with, I guess, murder, 3rd degree. But if they were so falsely accused, why isn't this national news every day? Why aren't cops being sued every day? You know, it doesn't make sense. You can make all the excuses you want, but the reality is that these numbers are way too high. And again, let me know in the comments why you think these numbers are so high. And, you know, it's crazy right now. I know the looting and the destruction of property isn't all black people or Black Lives Matter. There's like Antifa in there. There's just people, you know, young people who are dumb and they just want to get that adrenaline rush and be part of something, right? But there are consequences. There are federal laws that they are breaking, and it is no longer a peaceful protest when you have cop cars on fire. So these are all turned into riots, and something's going to happen pretty soon. The military is going to get called in. There's going to be deaths because of these riots, and it's pretty sad. You know, I'm glad that there is uprising against cops and cop brutality. Like these numbers are just these numbers are just people shot to death by the police. So you can add some more for you know, strangulation and stuff that happened with the George Floyd's incident, which I don't condone. Obviously, the cop did something very bad, and he is going to get punished for it, which is going to jail, because that's where you get punished for killing someone. You go to jail. It's not an eye for an eye, death for death. It's not 1800s. We have laws, and the guy broke the law, and that's what law and order is for. But all these numbers are way too high. You know, just on this sheet alone is about like 1,200 a year. Add a couple hundred more for other incidents, and it's like 1,500 a year in America, and that's probably 500 too many. Because in some cases, this is warranted. People are fighting with the cops. They're punching them. They're shooting them. There's a drug deal gone bad. I remember the one incident in Philadelphia. I think it was last year. There was like a 3 or 4 hour standoff between a black guy and his friend or something that were in a house, and they were like armed, and there was a drug bust gone wrong, and there was a big incident there in Philadelphia. But eventually the guy came out, police arrested him, and the police were spit on by the black community. You know, why would police treat you better if you're spitting on them, you're dumping buckets of water on them like they did in New York? Why would police treat you better when you're treating police like shit? You got to ask yourself that question as well. So please like the video or dislike it, whatever you wish. These are facts. I mean, people get butthurt over facts, but I'm sorry, these are the facts as reported by Statista.com. And you can check them out for yourself. Just go to their website and you can type in whatever you want statistics on. Comment what you think about this video, and please subscribe to the channel if you wish, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.